cowboy throwdown here in H-Town, where we're stronger than a hurricane.
What an outstanding competition.
From miles around, the best of the best come here to put their tough to the test. Give it all for gold or go home broke.
Holy smokes, that's a lot of horse.
Welcome to the show, welcome to the home of the world's biggest rodeo, where the stars light up the night underneath that Texas sky.
Look at that.
You ready for a ride? Yeah, you better buckle up and hold on tight, where the Bayou City streets meet the country roads. Welcome to
A hard-running steer, but he handles it.
Welcome to the show. That's perfect.
And here we go.
Hello, Houston. Are you ready for that? We're ready for you. Howdy, everybody. I'm Bob Tallman. Andy Seiler on my left. Boyd Polhamus. This is my attorney and my leader.
Oh, gosh.
Super Series final night, okay? Every third night in the Super Series, we get to give away a guitar, a lot of money, an Arctic cooler. But this means that somebody has overexcelled in the 3 rounds. This is an important night for a lot of people to go on to the semifinals.
That's it. They got to make it to the semifinals based on money won. And by the way, if I'm your attorney, you're going to jail. The guy I got my eyes on tonight is Clint Lay. Why? We rarely have a sweep where a contestant wins all 3 rounds of a Super Series. Well, Clint Lay of Canada won the first round of Super Series 3. He won the second round of Super Series 3. If he wins tonight, he would join, I think, fewer than 5 Cowboys in the history of the Super Series format that have ever swept their series by winning every round. We could make history tonight with Clint Lay.
Well, the Canadian that I'm watching does not have a chance at sweeping, but Zeke Thurston made a re-ride one night ago that keeps his chances alive. Now, here's the re-ride where he won $2,500. He split the round with an Australian, so you have all kinds of international flair. But here is the leaderboard for the saddle bronc riding in Super Series 3. Damian Brennan is guaranteed to move on, but everyone else is vulnerable. So it comes down to round number 3 to see who advances and who's kicked out.
It's a sudden death showdown at the OK Corral. Let's go down to the arena floor and meet the 4th member of our broadcast team. Here's the beautiful Patty Smith.
Well, thank you so much, Boyd. I am down here on the star stage where Jelly Roll will be performing in just a couple of hours. And I also have my eye on a cowboy, and he is in the tie-down roping competition, which is going to be right behind me here in just a minute. And his name is Joel Harris. He's 21 years old. He's currently ranked 10th in the world. He sits 3rd place in money after those first 2 rounds, and we asked him what's his strategy in order to advance.
I've had 2 good runs, so just about making another solid run. If I do about the same thing I did the first 2 nights, then I have a good chance of coming back for the semifinals.
And he's the last one out, so he's going to know exactly what it takes in order to do just that, guys.
Thanks, Patty. That is right. Great strategy to be the last guy to go and know what you need to do. That's a nice place to be in the final round of any Super Series. Tie-down roping will be your first contest of the night at Rodeo Houston. It's sponsored by Boot Barn. However, last night it was the young gun Cajun, Macon Murphy from Keachai, Louisiana. He ran through one in a hurry. And this cowboy will be back tonight because he sits in the number 1 spot. Pretty solid shot. I can't do the math in a way that Macon doesn't advance. Chances looking good. Joel's on the outside looking in. He needs a check. So does Marty Yates, and Michael Otero needs one big time.
Our champion from 2019, who qualified to the National Finals Rodeo the same year, needs a big check to keep his chances alive. Got a little bit of a rough calf and a rough start as he will break the barriers. Add 10 seconds to a 9-9, 19-9. And that's a past champion. That's a great look at our barrier line. The neck rope's still on the calf as he runs through it. Our first past champion of Super Series 3 that's headed home.
All right, anybody from around here know where Prairie View, Texas is? That's the home of a very, very serious, got to get it together, make a run tonight, Corey Solomon. With $250 won, Boyd, it's either win or take a drive home.
Well, when Patty and I make our picks, that was one of the reasons I picked Corey. I know he's second to go, but nobody can deliver under pressure better than Corey Solomon, okay? You don't make it to the National Finals Rodeo 10 times. You don't survive a career of 16 years with wins in places like Calgary and Cheyenne without being able to do what you need to do when you need to do it. Yes, Corey stuck it on him. Now, get him up, flip. Oh, a little trouble on the flank, little trouble on the string. And that did not go the way Solomon wanted it to go. He really needs a first place check, folks. It's that simple. And the chances that an 11-4, the chance that 11-4 is going to win the third round are very, very slim. Tough luck for Corey.
As you watch it, too, the mistakes just seem to compound on one another. But Marty Yates of Stephenville, Texas, is in kind of a different boat. He's won $2,500 up to this point, but another check would make him feel a little bit better.
Well, you're looking at another guy that's a veteran at going to the Wrangler NFR in Vegas. 9 trips, Marty Yates has been there.
I would say he has to do at least third or better.
Well, right now, why not go for about an 8 flat? You know, a minute ago when you're talking about Corey Solomon under pressure, all three of us have watched Marty Yates under pressure. Oh, I think he got out of there perfect. Get down. Calf is standing. Here's where he needs the help. String gather, 1, 2, done. 10 flat. What are we going to do for a check there?
I don't think, Andy, we've seen the best calves yet. The first 3 calves, none of them have been really user-friendly. So some of these guys down the line, these 5 guys that remain, they got to have some of the better calves.
I would agree with that. And as we talked about, this kind of frees up Macon Murphy, who at 37.50 with an 8-9 and an 11-1, he can do whatever he wants. He can go after it.
And I think that's what he will do. I think there's a chance he might even break the barrier because he's going to gamble a little bit. He's got enough money to make it, so why not ride at that barrier, stretch it a little bit, try to be fast and win another 3,000.
Well, they've been watching these calves for 2 nights. He knows what he's drawing. Whoa! That horse does that every time. It scares me. Now, how smooth can you be making bacon on the ground? Up, over, now drag. Oh, I don't like the looks of that tie.
Oh, boy, that ain't no joke, Bobby. His hooey actually splits the toes, but here's what Bob was talking about. The horse kind of stalls in the corner, and when he does that, it actually makes him late, and he has to play a little bit of catch-up. But at 10-9, that has him sitting number 2 in the round. He's going to win some more money tonight.
That horse does that every time. I thought he tried to buck the first 2 nights.
So, Chris McQuistion, Collinsville, Texas, 28-year-old cowboy. He got a big check in Rapid City. He was 8-7 and 9-7 in San Antonio. With $2,000 won, you got to figure he's got to win third or second at least. Right now, Murphy and Yates are projected to be the top 2 winners at $5,750 and $5,500. So, if he were to win second, that would get him to $4,000. Top 4 money winners, hard running calf. He's got to take him all the way to the west side. Very precious ticks on the clock right here. Real precious ticks. 13 seconds flat is going to put him in the number 4 spot. That's $750. And I don't think that'll do it. I don't think $2,750 is going to advance.
All right, with $3,000 won, let's see what the Thiessen man can do. Shauna Crowder, thank you for the pronunciation on chance. Elk City, Oklahoma. Now, here's a guy that's won money at many major rodeos for the very young age that he is. 21 years old. What were you doing when you were 21 years old? Were you running at $50,000?
I was announcing a rodeo somewhere.
Yeah.
I was a junior in college eating ramen noodles. So he gave us the fastest time of the Super Series last night, which got him that $3,000 check. He tied a calf in 8.7. If he could do that again, it'd be another big paycheck.
Wow.
He was close to that barrier line.
Look
Calf
out.
jumps up. Look at this.
But he broke the barrier. That's a 10-second penalty. Watch. We're going to freeze it. You see the rope on the calf? That rope on the calf is supposed to trip that barrier before the horse runs through it. It was so close. Now, it's not a judgment call. You can tell by how the barrier was tripped, whether the calf or the horse did it, but that was a heartbreaker for our cowboy.
This is the story for Dylan Hancock of San Angelo, Texas. You need to win the go-round. And of the rounds we've seen up to this juncture, this is the most accessible one, Bobby. This one's puffy. You can get in there if you're beating 10 flat.
10 flat is winning the night. That tells me there's some tension. These guys have been tying them in 8-9s. Look at their highest scores. 8-7, 8-9, 9-5. But tonight, 10 flats winning first.
All right, Hancock with no money. He's got to move McQuiston if he's going to move anybody. Get him out. Look at that calf jumping his lap. Oh,
Ooh,
boy.
Campbell.
Well, we're going to watch it. And we've got a call from a judge flagging him out. The calf was tipped over backwards. This is an unnecessary roughness rule that the Cowboys themselves came up with. If you tip one straight over backwards, 12 o'clock high, it's a no time.
So, Joe,
Yeah.
here's the thing, buddy. You're tied with Chris McQuiston right now at $2,750, which means you need to get a check. Come on, San Angelo. 21-year-old cowboy. Patty talked about him in the open. Got to be faster than 13 flat. Oh, exactly what the doctor ordered. He went from fourth to first by winning the third round with a 9.3. Joe Braden Harris, he is on top of his game.
The exclamation point comes for the last guy to go when he needed the dollars the most. As they load up and get prepared, they put that picking string in their mouth, then come out from behind the barrier line. The chase is on. As they use that long rope to capture him, then the short one to tie up 3 of the 4 legs. With a smile on his face for advancement and a look of frustration when it doesn't go as planned. There's a smile from the cowboy that got the biggest check on the final night with that 9-3. That's Joel Harris with a $3,000 payday.
Now let's go to the most important board, those who are going on to the semifinals and who wins the guitar. Harris gets the guitar. Murphy, Yates, and Thiessen will join him in the semifinals. Folks, that's the beautiful thing about Houston. It's how much money you win that advances you, not just the clock in each given round. So Murphy, the young gun, Marty Yates, the veteran, Chance Thiessen, all moving on to the semifinals. That'll happen on our final Friday or Saturday night. And here we go, folks. Your Super Series 3 winner, Joel Harris, his Arctic cooler, and his amazing custom Rodeo Houston guitar. Congratulations, Joel. That was brought to you by Food Bar.
This is the Rodeo Houston Super Series. Here's how it works. We invite 40 of the top competitors in each of our 8 events. They're divided into 5 Super Series. Each one of those events is 3 rounds. When they conclude, the 4 highest money winners advance to one of our 2 semifinals. There are 10 in each of the semifinals. We take the top 4 from semifinal 1 and semifinal 2 and advance them to the championship. The 6 that do not advance from each semifinal round get another chance. They'll go to one of our wild card competitions. The winner from each wild card will advance to the championship. They join the others for a shot at the $50,000. The event winners from each Super Series will receive a 52-quart ultralight cooler from Arctic Outdoors and a custom Les Paul style electric guitar created especially for Rodeo Houston champions. And that's how the revolutionary Rodeo Houston Super Series works.
All right, get ready for the bareback riding. It's coming up next.
Anyone who knows rodeo knows there's nothing more important than safety. That goes for our fans too. The Crown Royal Riders want everyone to make it home safely. As you enjoy Rodeo Houston, please make sure to always assign a designated driver. Crown Royal wants you to drink responsibly.
Thanks to Cavender's Boot City for sponsoring our hard-working arena crew. They're down in the dirt on the chutes, making it all work behind the scenes.
Hey, keep in mind, captions are available on your mobile device at rodeohouston.com/captions. Hey, we'll make it easy for you. Just point your camera at the QR code on the center screens. It will take you directly to our closed caption mobile app.
Oh boy, I want to say thank you to Carnival Cruise Lines.
Everybody look at the big screen.
Don't be frowning under that mustache. There you are, ladies. Hello. Check it out. It's all about you two. Oh, my. Now we got 3, 4, and 5. With a big thank you to Carnival Cruise Lines. This is the Cowboy Can. There you go. Now they're snorkeling.
Hello, Houston, and welcome back to NRG Stadium, Rodeo Houston, and the Bareback Riders, where you grab onto a suitcase handle that's strapped to a 1,500-pound bucking horse and hang on for dear life. Bareback Riding sponsored by Chevron. What did we do last night? The same thing we did the night before. Clint Lay, the 2017 Rodeo Houston champion, trying to become one of those rare men who have won this rodeo twice. He has swept the series. Jacob Lees has been in hot pursuit. Your defending champion, Leighton Berry, is in the top 4, and here we go.
There is Leighton Berry of Poolville, Texas. Zipper Trick, the horse from the Survey String. The defending champ wanting one more shot at it. And the Sorrel Paint making a few moves, Bob, as he tries to catch up, get a little rhythm.
Well, they've been in the low and mid-80s on this horse all summer. Zipper Trick from Vitalix. There's my neighbor. 80.5 tonight, LB.
And he's got to win. He won $2,000 coming in. So Leighton, to have a prayer, has got to finish first or second. And I don't know if 80.5 is enough to do that. Now, this next guy, Jaco Roper, has to win first. There's no doubt about it. He's got a horse called Mesquite Thorn. Keenan Hayes was 84 at the National Western last year on this horse. Kim O'Connell was 83.5 in Mitchell. Now, when you look at Jaco Roper, you're looking at a 22-year-old Oklahoma cowboy. He was the Prairie Circuit Finals champion in Duncan, Oklahoma. But right now, he's a long shot to advance unless he were to win this third round. And just to give you an idea, it's taken 85 or 84 points to win a round in this series.
Boyd mentioned that 83.5 is the best they've been. You would be surprised. He could be 85. Says Buckham. Turn him loose on the Mesquite Thorn. I wish this horse wasn't covering so much ground, Andy.
Well, by the time the 8-second whistle blows, the horse is at the 50-yard line. So that is very prudent of you to point out, Bob. This horse travels, covers quite a bit of country in a very large arena. 76 points will not be enough for Jaco to get out of our third Super Series.
And Waylon Bourgeois, who you're going to watch next, kind of faces the same mountain to climb. He's won money in both rounds, not a lot. 125 in the first round, 250 in the second. The big money's for first or second place, $3,000 for first, $2,000 for second. So Waylon from Church Point, Louisiana, has a horse called Organic Outlaw. Now, the first time I saw this horse was Sikeston, Missouri, 2022. Casey Field was 88 points to win the rodeo on him. Since that time, Tanner Ross was 85 in Fort Madison. Here comes Waylon Bourgeois, the Cajun, going for first place money. The horse kind of elongates after he comes back against. He gets kind of puffy right near the blue bucket. She's just kind of puffy as he comes across there.
You don't want him puffy, you want him pounding. And we'll do it at 79 points for the Cajun, 7-9. All right, guys, we're going to change it up for you right now. Y'all keep going for these high scores. I'm going to get you one. The world champion, Jess Pope. The Houston champion, Jess Pope. And a rematch. Boyd, you watched it at Fort Madison, Iowa, 85.5 points. They were 87 the other day on this horse. It's San Antonio, Andy.
He needs that kind of ride, Bob. Banger Maine of the Survey String. He's got $1,250, but the millionaire knows it takes north of $3,000 to make it happen. That'd be a second place or better. 85.5 last time he had this horse. Now he's spurring one. Horse kind of floats in the air and lets him show off.
Yeah, and I tell you, that tight circle to the left away from his hand, that's a degree of difficulty that's hard on Jess. He's able to stare straight down the mane of that horse, even though the horse is going away from his hand. Look at him look right down the mane. Woo! We like this. 85 points for Pope on Banger Maine.
Now, you've heard us bragging on this stock. We asked our cowboy that's going for a sweep, Clint Lay, how important is the draw here?
Like this bracket of guys, they all ride so good, and any guy on the right horse can be really tough to beat. So, yeah, that horsepower is pretty important.
Well, he might be on the right horse. This could be our first sweep of the entire 2024 Rodeo Houston and all the contests. Now, there's Zeke Thurston, and Binion Survey just handed him a neck rope. What he's trying to do is get this horse's head up because of the mark-out rule. What's that? The heels of the Cowboys' boots have to be in contact with the horse when the front feet hit the ground. That's easier to do when the neck is up. Here goes Clint Lay.
Whoa! You want a degree of difficulty? The judges are seeing what we're seeing. To the left, to the right, swoop, 4 and 5 feet. Oh, 1 to 25 on how the man's going to ride from 2 judges. 1 to 25 on how the horse is going to buck. That was a handful. Man, they're going to mark him 83.5. What's it going to do? Well, he's in for the sweep, puts him to the lead, of course.
No, he's...
Money.
Yeah, he was always in the lead in money, but
Yeah.
now he is not going to be able to sweep the series, and that's a heartbreaker.
One of the best National Lampoon movies of all time. This horse is Vegas Vacation. The cowboy is Jacob Lees of Caldwell, Idaho, who did some work in Vegas back in December at the National Finals. 88,000 to the good. Look out for Cousin Eddie. Come on, Jacob. Great spur stroke. Pulling those feet back to the rigging each and every time. I love the way he started that horse.
And this horse is heavy, Andy. I mean, he's really thick. When we say heavy, we mean he's got a lot of drop on the front end. You see how he comes down and tucks that head? I mean, that is bringing pressure at the Cowboy's hand when he does it. Jacob moves to the top 3. 82 points for Mr. Lees on Vegas Vacation.
All right, guys, I'm going to give you a thrashing this time from Bastrop, Louisiana. Luke Thrash on a horse that Jacob Lees that you just watched rode at San Antonio for 85 points. He's got to be second or better. Go for the top. Yeah, be 84, more than 83 and a half. You can do this. Come on, Louisiana fans, cheer him on. Pink chaps. Pretty spur ride, gentlemen. Pretty.
It's a great camera angle, too, so you can see exactly what the Cowboy is going to. As Bob explained, half the score for the horse, the other half for how well the Cowboy rides. Horse kicking out the back, giving him a shot. 81 points. That'll be enough for money, but will not be enough to advance.
No, it will not. Leighton Berry sits at the bottom right now with 2,501. Bill Tudor from Huntsville, Texas, the Walker County Cowboy. Folks, if you want to help a Texan, you better do it now. He's got a horse from the Calgary Stampede called Why Not Crystal. He was a two-time NFR qualifier and a college national finalist for Sam Houston State. Here we go with Why Not Crystal. This horse bucked off two guys in San Antonio. He's got his hands full. He's got to be more than 83 and a half. Come on, Bill. Oh, that's another strong horse, Bobby T.
Well, this is amazing to me. He's going click, 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 and then a little stutter step. Just barely a stumble. Oh, he finished strong. Going to be 78 and a half. Not going to be enough. He'll get out of here with $500.
This was a case of haves and have-nots in Super Series 3. In the most physically demanding competition in all of rodeo, as the horses await their opportunity to match up with some of the best in the business, including our defending champion, the 2022 champion Jess Pope, Jacob Lees of Caldwell, Idaho, all vying for a shot at the 50 grand. Those that move on, a little extra clap and a thank you for the shot at it. Tonight, an 85 was worth $3,000 for Jess Pope, but here's the board that matters the most.
All right, big money is what we're talking about. Be at the top with Clint Lay at $8,000. Lee's got a 5. Pope got 42. Leighton Berry, you're happy. All right, put that thing where it belongs. Give me a little picking. Play a little Ian Tyson down there, Cowboy. That is the Les Paul Championship guitar and the Arctic Cooler.
Yep. And all of it was brought to you by Chevron.
More rodeo action is coming your way. The team roping is next at Rodeo Houston. Thank you to Houston Methodist, the official healthcare providers of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and supporters of Rodeo Houston Sports Medicine, caring for our rodeo athletes.
Well, it's autograph time in the fan zone. Sections 103 and 124. This is all presented by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. We want you to go by and meet an athlete, a bullfighter, Leon Coffey, the royalty. Pick up a Rodeo Houston belt buckle. You're going to enjoy stopping there. 103 and 124.
Okay, folks, if you don't have a ticket to every performance of Rodeo Houston, you really do. It's called Bally Sports. Any night you can't make it to NRG Stadium, just tune on and tune in to Bally Sports, and you'll see everything we have to offer from NRG Stadium. We're also on Telemundo, Texas, and I'd like you to meet the two guys that are calling the action there. That's Enrique and Luis. Hola, amigos.
Hola amigos, saludos y pues aquí con ustedes en el estadio en donde en doble lazo en el que viene, Luis, está muy cerrada la competición.
Boyd, Andy, and Bobby T. Team roping, Hunter and Cody in great shape with 9-9 on 2 catches. How do you see it, Boyd?
Boy, it's going to be a dogfight because there's a couple other guys that could sneak up and catch him. But we'd love to listen to you on Telemundo, Texas.
to say team roping might be the double challenge of the night. Don't puff up, puff out. Just make it smooth, make it easy. All of this is sponsored by Mrs. Baird's and KHOU TV 11. Snow and Cook. How did it work for the fastest time? Smooth. Header around the horns, the heeler around 2 hind feet, Dally. When they stretch them, they're going to get a time. Look at the big money now. Snow and Cook had just mentioned their names at $11,000, way up there. But those guys at the bottom, the last 3 or 4 spots, they got to catch them, Andy.
They've been stingy at the top. Cody Snow and Hunter Cook with $11,000 between the two of them. Stop the clock, get one more check. You guys are moving on. Why not add to it? 5 and 8, sharp shooting. They continue to lead the way.
They've just been on fire this whole Super Series. And they could be at $17,000 if this 5-8 holds on to win, and that'd be the most of any pair of team ropers from any one of our 3 Super Series events thus far. Here's the team that I pick day in and day out because you can't keep a squirrel out of the trees in timber country. Dustin Egaskiza and Levi Lord. These 2 guys are special when it comes to talent. Egaskiza can throw a head loop a country mile. Levi Lord has won Houston before. There's Dustin, short line. Levi with a leg. With a leg to take the lead. 5-6 plus 5 will turn it into a 10-6.
Everybody's been there on the woulda, coulda, shoulda. Should I have waited another swing? Should I have been there a jump earlier? Did I have enough dip in my rope? Did I catch him on the hop? All of those kinds of things.
Pedro Agarola and J.C. Flake. No money won up to this point. They have to win the round. Right now, 5-8 leads it. Can they beat it? Well, we're only going to catch one hind leg. So we add 5, 10 and 4. Once you put the penalty in there, more than likely that'll be the last steer they rope this year in Houston.
I think you're right about that. Now, this team is another one of those that comes in with a truckload of money already. 9,000. So Marcus Terrio and Cole Curry, who are just good old Southern boys. Marcus is from Lumberton, Mississippi. Cole is from Liberty, Mississippi. They roped together at their first NFR this year. Here's Marcus to the horns. Oh, slow steer. Take advantage. Please tell me he's clean at the line. Because if he's clean at the line, that was awesome. And it is. They've been 4-5 and 4-7 on their last 2 runs. Folks, if you're going to applaud for team ropers, you ought to do it right now for Marcus and Cole. That's some good roping.
I got to steal a line from one of our friends. Just because they talk slow doesn't mean they think slow.
And or act slow.
Yeah, that's Roger Moody, by the way.
Yes. All right, Coleman and Proctor. What are you going to do, boys? You got 8 trips at the head end to the big show. 4 at the back end. They're in the top 25-30 in the PRCA standings. That is not even on their mind. Oh, Coleman. Get the big grin out of him.
This would be one of my surprises, Bobby T. Only $1,500 for this team in 2 rounds of competition. I would have lost a lot of money if you would have told me that after 2 nights. So they're going to be going at the go-round. They're staring down that 4-7, knowing they need to be fast.
To allude to what Andy and Boyd have been talking about, you advance on money. Roped him around the neck, got away from the switch. Oh, that's a good handle on the neck catch with a 4.9. Let's look at it again. When you rope one around the neck, it's going to swish him at least twice. Oh, little metal Indian did it right. Tallied up, boys. 4.9.
Well, that's going to put Terrio and Curry at the top on projected money 1. Snow and Cook have moved to the 2nd spot. Proctor and Medlin are sitting in there at $5,500, but they got folks coming after them, and here's one of them. even though they won no money. Paul David Tierney and LJ could have won $6,000 tonight. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but they're not gonna.
Brenton Hall and Tyler Worley, Jay, Oklahoma, Berryville, Arkansas. The number 9 header in the world, number 27 healer. Once you add their totals together, they're right around $3,250 between the duo. They need a couple thousand more, so better than third place. So they need to beat at least the 5 and 8. Let's see if we can be even quicker. Well, they tie a 5 and 8. And right now, they are in the number 4 position. So Hall and Worley now sit fourth. We advance 4. They'll have to bite those fingernails for a minute.
Yeah, I wouldn't just bite them. I'd chew on them, swallow them, and pass them in the morning. Because right now, if Yaquo and Hawkins come in here and they're under 5'8", that might do some serious damage to Brenton and Tyler. First place finish is what they need, really. So that's kind of a 4-6, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a half a second off the arena record. So they're pretty much looking at they almost have to win first.
Oh, he threw it to do it. You said 4-6. How about a 4-5? Oh, get you a little upset. No.
Look at this head loop. I mean, a good steer, a great start, and Buddy is ready when called upon. Buddy's got a new best friend. The last team to go is moving on.
That's right. They'll be in the number 3 spot on total money won. Wow, you had to beat the 4-7 to make this dog hunt. You don't think these horses know what's going on? When we say team roping, we mean it. It is a partnership. The way you handle the steer on the head side affects the way the healer does his job on the heel side. Ropes aren't tied to the horns. They call it dally team roping. And let me tell you, you'll see more emotion out of Cowboys in Houston than anywhere else. Here's the round. Yaquo and Hawkins in front of Ontario Curry, Proctor Midland. But wow, watch the advancers. Check it out.
This leaderboard flip-flopped at the top. Terrio and Curry with 13 grand, followed by Snow and Cook, Yaquo and Hawkins. But here are your champions from the Southeast Circuit, the Mississippi duo. Cole Curry and Marcus Terrio with those beautiful guitars and Arctic coolers, the champions of Super Series number 3. We say thank you to Mrs. Baird's and KHOU 11, our team roping sponsors.
Just ahead, it's the saddle bronc riding.
Make the most of your day at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. After the concert, take a fast trip on a wild ride. Or relax and enjoy a bird's eye view of NRG Park outside at the carnival. Presented by First Community. Relax in the Champion Wine Garden, presented by Frost Bank. And raise your glass with award-winning wines from around the world. Kick up your boots and dance to live music in the Hideout every night from 6 p.m. till midnight. The Hideout is designed especially for rodeo fans over 21. So stick around. There's something for everyone at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Folks, we want to make sure you have a great time while you're here at Rodeo Houston. But if you have an issue or concern, just send a text to 832-241-0202, and someone will get right back with you. That number is also posted on the 4 corners of the stadium.
Here comes our arena crew. There are a lot of talented people down there working the gates and chutes, all that equipment. And they are sponsored by Cavender's Boot City. Cavenders, we say thank you, and all of these people.
They are all smiles at Rodeo Houston. And they're smiling because they know the saddle bronc riding is coming their way next. The classic event. And let's take a look at Energy Transfer. They're the folks bringing it to us. Damian Brennan, this close. He's within $500 of sweeping his series. He won first and then split first. So he's in at $5,500. The four-time and defending world champion Thurston and another Canadian, Mosca, in hot pursuit. Cash Wilson, Logan Hay, and Zach Dallas all fighting for that 4 spot with $1,250 won.
Tularosa, New Mexico's Ross Griffin, the standout at Western Texas College in Snyder, Texas, starts it off. Seamus, the gray horse from Generations Pro Rodeo, tossing his head up in the air. Ross pushing that hand forward. Man, the first 7 seconds of that ride were outstanding, but that right foot at the very end gets very close to coming out of the stirrup. A valiant effort as the cowboy makes it to the whistle, needing money, and he even stuck the landing on the way down.
Even the Russian judge gave him a 9.9 on that. All right, Bobby T, let's go to the famous Wright family. Stewart.
This will be the youngest of the kids at 27 years old, 26. Stuart Wright found me.
Look down his
That
neck.
is the Cervise horse. Boy, you've seen him be 88 on this horse. Oh, look at there. To the right, back to the left. Kick a little, kick a little. Andy Boyd and I will talk about bucking horses till we're blue in the face. Plumb puffy. And we want that horse to kick. It actually makes the spur ride a whole lot easier. They're going to mark him 67.
And they did say the right foot did come out of the stirrup for Ross Griffin, so it's a no score for Griffin.
Rising star right here, folks. Cash Wilson, mark it down. He's going to follow in the footsteps of all those other great South Dakota bronc riders. You know what we're talking about, the Ed Bowers, the L. Shears, all the way back to Casey Tibbs. He's just 22 years old, but he won the Badlands Circuit Finals in Minot, North Dakota. Mr. Tallman wants you to do that. Got a Calgary horse called Wrong Flavor. This is kind of hard to ride buck. And you know what? They don't get any extra points for that. The only points they get is when that gate opens and that horse starts to buck for 8 seconds. They were 82.5 at the Canadian Finals on Wrong Flavor. He's got $1,250 won. He's got to stay in front of Zach and Logan. The other guys with $1,250 as well. That is a nice ride by the Badlands Buckaroo. There's a great look at a solid mark out. Turning your toes out, sticking them in the mane, and holding them. Okay, moves to number 1, 82 points for the 22-year-old.
Now we turn to the 4-time world champion that we discussed at the top of the show, Zeke Thurston. He won this rodeo. Now it's been 9 years ago. 2015 is when he left here with the biggest check. Since then, he's won $2.4 million. I mean, he won nearly $250,000 in Vegas on the way to his 4th world championship.
They're going to have to expand the Hall of Fame just to put everything he's done in it. Whenever he puts his saddle up for calls of the career, he will be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Hold that slide, somebody. Yeah, rock that slide, Layla. Open it.
He's asked him to rock the slide in front of the horse.
Take the gray, do your thing, champ. Reach and get lots of fur flying. It's springtime in Southeast Texas.
Well, the horse comes from Colorado. That's a Cervise bronc, small-time Scandal is. And you just see how easy Zeke makes it look. This horse will change leads a couple of times. It does not mess with his spur in motion. 81.5. Zeke goes to number 2 in round 3.
All right, we started off Boyd mentioned about the money, and we saw it on the big board. The West Texas College Australian superstar, Damian Brennan, Snyder, Texas, tonight with the blue chip bucking horse. Folks, he is third in the world standings. And this is going to give him the shot to the big money. Whoa-ho!
Tight circle around to the right. And I would just say Damian just gets better with every trip. Now this horse a little different because of the tight circle. And it's going to come in at a 79. That is third right now for Brennan, behind Wilson and Thurston.
Zach Dallas has a rematch on a Survey horse called Vitalix Avenger. He had this horse last year in Mitchell, Nebraska, and this little roan bucked him off. Zach comes in with $1,250 won. He needs to win at least second. Right now, that would be 81.5, so he needs to be thinking 83, 84. If he can be in that range, Bobby T, he gives himself a better shot at getting out of our third Super Series.
Go for 85 if you want to do it, Zach. Oh, duck and dive. He is not going to quit, Houston. I got a yellow flag on the ground, says the mark-out rule for not having his right foot. Oh, he dropped it back pretty quick. Did not have the spur over the point of the shoulder at the end of the first jump. He had it over the rein, dropped straight down.
You can sure see why this horse is hard to ride, though. Wow. That is a wicked dude. Zach Dallas, no score. Let's go to Moscow. High River, Alberta, Canada, comes from a rodeoing family. His dad's a stock contractor and brings some of the best bucking horses to rodeos all across the Northland. Lucas has got $2,250 won. He's got a really good shot of moving on with a nice effort today. What a nice horse. Erotic Tango, an 8-year-old mare. Woo! And another spiked landing by a bronc rider. This is another Canadian bucking horse underneath a Canadian cowboy. And yippee-ki-yay. He has just spurred his way to number one. 83.5 for Lucas Mosca.
Speaking of Canadians, here's another one, Logan Hay. We asked Logan, tell us about the horse you have tonight.
I have Zariah Hills tonight. I've been on her before. I actually got my first check ever at the NFR on her, so she has been good luck to me before, and she'll be good luck again tonight.
Well, he needs another check at $1,250. At least second place, which would be 82 points. So he has to beat 82 in order to get out of this Super Series and advance to the semifinals.
I'll throw a little extra in on that for fluff. Go ahead and be 87. Beat the mark that this mare let you have in Vegas.
Chase Brooks was 85 on this mare at the NFR in Las Vegas. The horse was out twice at the Canadian finals. 83.5 on one trip, 85.5 on the other. So the horse, that 50 points that comes from the horse, it looks like you're going to get the 41 or 42 you need.
I got her halter.
We know the horse is solid, but we know this kid in a rematch is solid. No! Ah, what a bad start. Look at him. Go on. Look, Houston, look. Oh, my goodness.
That is stud stuff right there. That is, you are a stallion if you can do this. They waived the mark-out rule. And then Logan Hayes said, okay, you ready to go, Zoria? Because I'm ready to ride you. How about this? 86 points.
That wasn't a premonition that I gave. I was just hoping to see it happen. Oh, that back of that chute is solid steel. And she got him. I think maybe twice. Look. Oh, right across the top of the bar. Oh, my Lord, Andy, that would kill a normal man.
That is cowboy tough if I've ever seen it. We say bareback riding is the most physically demanding, but the saddle bronc riders were tested. All the metal and muscle they could muster. Whether they made it to the 8 and stuck the landing, or whether they had to catch their breath after an 8-second battle. The look on their face after it all comes to a head. Logan Hay with the biggest check on the final night of Series 3 with an 86. But here's who will move on.
Now this is the most important board because that means they made it to the semifinals. They survived the tournament. The Australian Damian Brennan edges the Canadian Logan Hay and the Canadian Lucas. All right, how does an Aussie do it? Come on, Cowboy, show me how an Aussie Don't you break that Les Paul guitar. Thank you to Arctic Coolers, and congratulations to Damian Brennan. Bronc riding presented by Energy Transfer.
Stay with us, everybody. Steer wrestling is coming up.
It's time for entertainer trivia. Answer the question on the screen correctly for a chance to win season tickets to the 2025 Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Captions are available on your mobile device at RodeoHouston.com/captions. Or just scan the QR code on the screen. It'll take you straight to our closed caption mobile app.
Well, I want you to check out the best seats in the house. They're the chute seats presented by Hess. Where are they? Right behind the bucking chute.
Why don't you take a trip to the fan zone? We've got 2 locations, sections 103 and 124, as we thank Texas Farm Bureau Insurance for bringing it to us. We have our championship saddles at both locations. You can even pick up a Rodeo Houston belt buckle.
Check out this guy. He wants to be on the big screen. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. Yeah. He's imploring all of you to have some fun tonight. Okay, folks. Welcome back to Rodeo Houston. If you're going to join us on the weekend, you're going to enjoy at 8 o'clock a drone show presented by ExxonMobil. Over 400 lighted drones will make all kinds of different figurations in the sky. We combine it with fireworks. It's just really, really cool, folks. So don't miss the weekends at Rodeo Houston. Every night at 8 o'clock, ExxonMobil brings the drone show.
But now the next competition, it is steer wrestling as we dig down in the dirt with the big boys of rodeo and say thank you to Mattress Firm. They sponsor it for us. Who's done the best up to this point? Walt Arnold. Past collegiate champ has been twisting them down and earning the dollars necessary. At another shot. Now $4,000 sits in a great position. Our defending champ, Dalton Massey, right behind him, another collegiate champ, and Tristan Martin. See who battles it out and takes it. We start with Dirk Tavener of Rigby, Idaho. Dirk needs some money and needs it now. 4.6. Great work, Dirk. Oh, don't tell me that. He broke the barrier. Did not give the steer a proper head start, so 14 and 6 once you add it all together.
Let's go to an Aussie. Tryson Kalawaia. He could be a spoiler if he wins first. He comes in with $750. You're already looking at Dalton Massey with $3,750 and Tristan Martin with $3,750. So the best he can do is tie those 2 guys, and Walt Arnold already has 4,000 going. So he's got to win first. Tryson, get the money. Well, the 21-year-old Aussie will clock in with a 5 and 6. 5.6 for Tryson.
Boyd mentioned Tristan Martin a moment ago from Sulphur, Louisiana. He is tied at that second and third spot at 3,750. Already in the bank, just ahead of Walt Arnold. Big Cajun ended up 16th in the world last year, a big win at Houston. I can drive him on. He has twice graced the arena in Las Vegas in the Thomas and Mack at the NFR. Good jump, get down underneath him. Now Triumph. That old steer wasn't wanting to take it, 6.7. Hey, 2 seconds longer than he wanted to be, but he's okay.
There are some strong steers in this step, but you see he has to ride one more stride to get a pocket to where he can get down and throw this steer, but some veteran patience to wait for that chance.
Let's go to one of all three of our heroes. He's the coach at Southwestern Oklahoma State University, but before he became a rodeo coach in college, he was one of the greatest steer wrestlers going down the road, and I say was, but that's not right. I should go present tense. Even at 45 years of age, this 2011 Rodeo Houston champion, the guy that won it 13 years ago, is still winning money and big rodeos as he rides down the road with some of his student athletes that he's coached. This is Stockton Graves, Alva, Oklahoma. 2011 was such a great year for him. He won San Antonio, he won Houston, he won Logandale, Nevada. And now he doesn't go to 100 rodeos a year like he did in 2011. He might go to 30 to 50 rodeos as a rodeo coach. He's had a little trouble with this horse since he got here. I don't think this horse is used to the big indoor buildings. And so he's been real fussy about this horse because the horse has been real fussy to Stockton.
Well, whenever you get in the box, you don't want the horse to feel like he's in a bind. You want him to feel like he's ready to fire and go right across that line.
And you want him pointed at the pin. Never do get him that way. Hard running steer. The veteran Oklahoma. Oh! I don't like him hold those knees. And he let that one slip away. No score for Stockton.
I'm almost afraid to brag too much on Will Loomis of Bahia, Mississippi. He's #1 in the world, but he needs a Houston title too. Every time I go to bragging on him too much, he might break out, he might something else, draw a bad steer. So I'm just gonna say this. First or second, Mr. Loomis, that is your challenge. Just go ahead and be 5'4". Put a little safety in it. There's your nod, big man. 6'4", 260. Yeah, 5'4".
You just called it, Tallman.
Thank you.
You were like Babe Ruth. You pointed to the fence, and Will Loomis stepped up to the plate and takes the lead with a 5.4 for Big Will.
As our defending champion rides in, we asked Dalton Massey, tell us about the horse you're riding here.
I'm riding Tanner Milan's horse, Eddie. He won Horse of the Year last year, and I won Rodeo Houston on him, and I'm very excited to be riding him here again.
All right, here comes your defending champ on Eddie. Oh, and that lead by Will Loomis lasted for about 5.3 seconds.
Now you're at 5-3 for the River Cowboy from Hermiston, Oregon. Dalton Massey, you are on a roll, been on a roll, and I hope you stay on a roll, buddy.
Chowchilla, California's Stan Branco. Let's get him off the schneid. No money in the first 2 rounds as he was longer than he wanted to be. Made it to his second national finals rodeo last year.
So while we wait on him to ride in, I want to build off of the point that Dalton Massey said. He said he's riding Tanner Milan's horse. A lot of these guys borrow somebody else's horse. They don't all haul their own horse down the road. And you'll pay a percentage of your winnings to the guy who owns the horse if you win money riding it.
Tanner Milan is a Canadian. We've seen him in every major arena in the world, including right here. Here's Franco, Californians. Slide a big stand, 5-3. Whoa, everybody wants to be in the low fives. My. Pretty position. I told you the other night, Andy, his 97-year-old grandmother, I bet she's watching tonight. Franco moves into the 4th spot.
But the last cowboy to go, Walt Arnold of Coleman, Texas, has already won $4,000.
And that means Will Loomis is safe at the 2,500. So it'll be Massey, Tristan Martin, Will Loomis, and Walt Arnold advancing.
But Walt, let's get greedy. $4,000 after a couple of solid runs. 6-5 and 5-3. You can do 5-3 again. We pay even more. Slide him. Attaboy. 5-1. That is how you get even more greedy, fellas.
Well, this puts some pressure on him at the end for the money. Arnold, he's got 7. Massey, you're good at 252. Will Loomis, you are on the bubble for money. Right there. There's the giant of a man from Bahia, Mississippi. Looks like a bear, acts like a bear. There's the Hermiston, Oregon champion. Now watch him when they try to slide him around the corner. Things are not quite working right. The coach says goodbye. Reach underneath, get a nose, drop his toes. He's looking up at the big screen. Man. Tonight, Walt Arnold, Coleman, Texas. $3,000, Massey, Franco, and Loomis for there, but Andy.
Here's who's advancing. Walt Arnold, your defending champ, Dalton Massey, Tristan Martin, and Will Loomis. Look how close it was with those top 3. But then Will Loomis sneaking in at the very bottom. This is going to be a very talented field once they get to the semifinals. As we get them ready to go, there is your champion, Walt Arnold, with that custom Les Paul guitar, strumming it with a cowboy hat and an Arctic cooler to go along with it. As we say thank you, Mattress Firm brought us the steer wrestling.
Hey folks, you don't want to miss our next event. It's Ladies in the Barrel Racing. Up next.
What to do after the show? Head outside to a one-of-a-kind beer garden and enjoy the official beer of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo at the Miller Time Bar. Discover a unique rodeo oasis. Come unwind with a hard seltzer or beer at the Topo Chico Hard Seltzers Oasis. And if you've worked up an appetite, head on over to the ranch for a casual or fine dining experience. So stick around. There's plenty to do and something for everyone at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Check the screens for the answer to the trivia question. The winner will be announced on March 17th.
Hey, look at those video screens. The Carnival Cruise Line has a cowboy can with Leon coffee. Oh, big hat on a big man. Lady looks good, too. Want some sunglasses? See inside? Yeah, keep the bright lights off your eyes. Big thank you to Carnival Cruise Lines. Hard to drink that Coca-Cola. There you are, sailor. You can do it. Thank you, Carnival Cruise Lines. And the Cowboy Can.
You'd have have your phone out too if you knew what was coming up next. Hold on to your nachos, folks. The Cowgirls are about to bring you a horse race called Barrel Racing, presented by S&B Engineers and Constructors. Who's the hottest hotshot? This kid, Alyssa Riley. She's won $3,500, won the round last night. Tyco, Texas Cowgirl, looking good. Although, keep your eyes out for Kinzel, the four-time champ of the world, Mowry, the former Rodeo Houston champ, and Phillips rounding out the top four. Let's start it with the number one ranked barrel racer in the world from Big Lake, Minnesota. This is Sarah Winkleman. She's had that a little bit of a problem in that first barrel. Tightens it up around 2. Come on, Sarah. Come on, the land of 10,000 lakes, the Golden Gophers, they're cheering for you. There you go. 14:81. That's her fastest time of the Super Series, and that's a great way to start.
Speaking of fast times, here is a lady that is tied for the fastest time in this Super Series. Cassie Mowry, the 2017 champ of Rodeo Houston, a four-time Nationals finalist. Last year's winner in San Angelo. It's still standing. Keep on riding. Two very solid turns. Dublin, Texas is in the house. Come on. She will stop it at a 14:83. A solid time. That should add to her total. Put her in a good spot to move on.
All right, Abby. This will be Abby Phillips. She's $2,000 to the good. That's solid. Coming in on the third round of Super Series. She's a Wilderness Circuit champion. College finalist. Andy, you and Boyd have watched her there. But currently in the WPRA standings, she is the 5th winningest cowgirl of this season. Here you go from East Texas.
Got some bling on that collar, doesn't she, Bob?
That is bling. Ooh, red satin on it. Come on. All right, everybody, help her, help her, help her. A little too wide, leaving there to suit me. 15:59.
A little too much real estate around those barrels for Abby. So we're going to go to a cowgirl now that went to college at West Texas A&M in Canyon. Coming off her first trip to the national finals. A former Texas Circuit champ. 15:35 on her first night. But then last night she came back. Woo! 14:63. The fastest run of this Super Series. Alyssa Riley. Here's another Texas cowgirl on a big bay horse. Nice, tight first barrel. Tight corners, straight lines. That's what you want out of a cowgirl in her speed, and you're getting it. Alyssa Riley, riding hard. Folks, that is the fastest run of Rodeo Houston 2024. 14:56 for Alyssa Riley.
But nobody puts Haley Kinzel in a corner. At $3,000, she understands the mission that her and sister are on. 1482, 1484. She needs one more check so that her and this legendary Palomino can go to the semis. Texas A&M grad and a four-time world champion from Catuya, Texas. One more turn. Watch the Golden Mare go. Get across it. Giggle with a 1488. That will put her number 4 in the round. Sitting pretty.
All right, you just keep throwing the cookie out there in front of the cookie jar, boys. Now I got a lady. Hadn't had a lot of time to be doing any baking with kids and a husband. Gotta win first, Carly. That is her husband, Michael Otero. You met him in the tie-down rope. Come on, Mom. I want all the Texas moms to get ready to cheer. Let's go to it. One to the right. Check, check. Come on, cheer on. Make this horse run, Houston. That was beautiful. Out. Kick. Lakin tonight.
But not quite quick enough.
Yeah, she's going to be outside looking in. Kelly Allen, Stephenville, Texas. Texas Circuit Finals qualifier. Won Laramie, Wyoming last year, won Rapid City. She comes in with $1,250. She's got to be faster than Haley Kinzel. So she's got to be faster than a 1488 to have a prayer. Goes to the left-hand barrel first. That's good. Perfectly legal. Just got to follow it up with 2 right-hand turns. Remember, the louder you get, the faster and harder they ride. So here we go. Nope. 14.97, about a tenth of a second too long.
So easy to talk about, Andy, when all you say is a tenth of a second. What can Lakin do?
Well, Lakin's been 15.27 and 15.14. 12.50 is what she's won up to this point, so she has to at least split the round. Why don't we just go ahead and win it? Let's be 14.55, take all the doubt out of it, and put the North Dakota lady in the semifinal competition. Badlands Circuit finalist, one date in Iowa, and Burke, South Dakota. Checking up the sorrel, great turn on the first. That's the start she needed, but she'll knock over the second barrel. That'll cost her 5. Give her a little hand and let her know we can't wait to see her next year. 1973. That is too long for Lakin Bice. We'll see you next season here at Rodeo Houston.
Well, as you watch the right rein hand try to get him in close to the turn. Start across the other way, switch hands, go to the left, do it again. This is a mom and a family operation. That big horse will get in the ground and let him run. Big money on a Wednesday night, Andy. Big money. Alyssa Riley with 3,000. Sarah, the number 1 lady in the world at 2. Cassie and Haley, welcome to that board.
Alyssa continues her domination of Super Series 3, winning it by nearly $2,500. Cassie Mowry, Haley Kinzel, and Sarah Winkleman will all move on. Standing tall is the rock star, Alyssa Riley, with that custom guitar and an Arctic cooler, the champ of Super Series 3. Thank you to S&B Engineers and Constructors for sponsoring our barrel race.
Let's go to our next cowgirl competition. It's the Breakaway Ropey. Thank you to our friends at Oxy for bringing us the cowgirls and the Breakaway. Kendall Pearson, this Canadian cowgirl, has come down here on that gray horse and just been as consistent as you could ask a Breakaway roper to be. $5,500. She's only $500 out of sweeping it. Williams McCartney, happy birthday, Cheyenne. And Martha Angeloni in the top 4.
All right, let there be a Samantha from Miller, South Dakota. Whoa! All right, guys, we're going to set the bar clean with a 3.2. Now, we hadn't warned you. If you're taking a video, you better take it quick. You might see some times in the 2s. Big cattle, big scores on the head start. I don't think we'll see any 1s at Rodeo Houston, Andy.
Well, not because of the score that we have, how far they have to let the calves out. But you mentioned a 2-second run. Taylor Munsell needs one. $750 last night for that 3 and 9. If she can dip down into the 2s and apply some pressure, she needs to try and win this round to get out of Super Series number 3. She can do it. She's number 10 in the world. Past Calgary Stampede champ last year. There it is, 3 flat. And Taylor Munsell moves into the number 1 spot. That's when she needed it, fellas.
Ooh-wee. How fast can you make it happen? We haven't seen many 2s either at Rodeo Houston. It's all been in the 3s. Now to Keachai, Louisiana. She's got to win first, folks, so that means she's got to be 2-9. Josie Murphy has $500 coming in. Got to be 2-9. Stick him, Josie. Ooh. And 3.3. It's going to put her in the third place spot. The best she'll do is 1,000. And that is unlikely to advance.
Domination. That's what we've seen from Kendall Pearson, the two-time Canadian champion, former Resistol Rookie of the Year. She's either won or split first in the 2 rounds of Super Series 3.
2020 Resistol Rookie of the Year, the WPRA. As a 2-time Canadian champion, her father and uncle both rode in the Astrodome. Look back. When you are on the hot seat to be number 1 there, you see she took that extra swing. She rode up, could have thrown it. She's 4 flat, but she sizzled it on him. Watch this. Oh, pretty. Whoa, Gray. Boyd likes that horse.
Yeah, he's been the horse that I think has been scoring the best in the breakaway roping. And what do I mean by that? I mean is how is the horse handling getting out of the box without breaking the barrier? And that gray horse has been excellent at it. Here's your defending champion, Haley Williams, Comanche, Texas. She's pretty safe with $3,000 won, but she can't assume that she's going to make it just with $3,000. It'd be nice for her to finish 4th or better. So right now that would require something faster than a 4 flat for the defending champ if she wants to move on to the semifinals. No. Well, now she'll just have to kick back and see what happens with Shayla, Martha, and Cheyenne, because she left the door open for somebody to kick her to the curb. We'll have to wait and see how that works.
All right, back in there, pigtail set. Get serious, watch their eyes. They're watching that calf to make sure he's looking straight outside that gate. This is Shayla Hall. She split the big rodeo to Albuquerque from Belfouche. Oh, they tore the door down. Now they're tearing the frame out. Woo.
Well, Andrew, we haven't heard from you in a while. Why'd you go radio silent on us over there?
What do you mean? I'm still here. I was letting you guys finish your points, trying to be polite. Martha Angeloni, don't be polite, okay? Bob just talked about tearing the frame off the door. Don't break the barrier. We're not asking you to do that. But make a statement with this run. Second place, that's $2,000, and that would advance you. So let's try and be 3-1. Maybe even faster if you've drawn the right calf to advance.
She'll push that barrier because she has to. She's going to push it because she has to. Former world champion from 2022, Martha Angeloni. Stick. Yes. What? Oh, I believe that is the fastest run of this Super Series. 2.9 for Martha Angeloni. And now, according to our dear friend Joe Beaver, it's a birthday for our next cowgirl.
Well, happy birthday, Cheyenne McCartney.
She shares a birthday with my son. All right. Number 26 in the world, 3-time qualifier to the national finals of Breakaway. Reach out, make it fit. But she has to take some extra time to stop that horse. And she will turn in a 3-3. Oh, you're kidding me. By $125, she will be short of advancing. You can't get any closer than that, fellas. She split 4th in the round, and that held her out.
There's the serious looks, the nod. Get your loop open, get your dip of that. Rope down in front of them. That is a clean bell collar catch. That is the look of disappointment. She knew it when she threw it.
You see the reactions, the pure emotion from these cowgirls. as Martha Angeloni throws out one of the fastest times we've seen this year in the Breakaway roping. But here's who advances. Kendall Pearson, Martha Angeloni, Haley Williams, and Taylor Munsell. There is the guitar and cooler with our champion. Thank you to Arctic. Strum-on-it Canadian Kendall Pearson is playing some tunes as we say thank you to Oxy, our Breakaway roping sponsor.
Oh boy, everybody, get a deep seat, get the edge of your chair. Bull riding when we come back.
I want you to look at those busy men and women. They're working the gates, setting up the chutes, taking care of all that equipment. I want to say thank you to Cavender's Boot City for sponsoring our arena crew.
Visit the Fan Zone. It's presented by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. We have two, sections 103 and 124. Take a picture with your favorite rodeo stars, get an autograph. We also have Rodeo Houston belt buckles. There's some serious memories created at both of those locations, guys.
I'm here at Rodeo Houston competing in the bull riding because I'm tough and durable and ruggedly handsome. Part of what keeps me held together is the sports medicine team. But it's a great thing that Houston Methodist provides that sports medicine team, fix them up, tape them, and get them feeling better so that they can compete with me, the tough guy.
That's Texas's own Jeff Askey. Oh, just smile if you're having fun at the rodeo. That's all we want to do is see everybody smile if you're having fun at the rodeo. That's right. Good job. Baseball caps and pink cowboy hats. Any attire will work at Rodeo Houston. Bull riding, toro twisting. We're about to fire up some taco meat here, guys. Rock and roll denim, bringing you the bull riding. And the hottest hotshot has been Strand Smith, one of the younger guys here, just 23 years old. And he has been hot since he got to town, cashing in both rounds. Trevor Rice, last night, 88.5, the highest marked bull ride of the rodeo. Creek Young and TJ Gray. Everybody else is on the outside looking in.
Now let's meet the men that will protect him. Our Rodeo Houston bullfighters on the left of your screen. The greatest of all time, the GOAT, Mr. Dusty Tuckness. The man in the middle, National Finals bullfighter from Douglas, Wyoming, Mr. Nate Justice. And the man on the right of your screen, the fastest man on cleats, Mr. Bo Sheets.
Three greats on cleats. Oh boy, look who's coming out. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Pro Rodeo Hall of Famer, Leon Coffey. What do you got? Oh, well, thank you so very much. I'm glad he's in a good mood tonight. Let's ride him, boys. Jacob, see what you can do to set him.
He's always in a good mood. Jacob Carriage of Stephenville, Texas, 0 for 2. William James George B. Leary of Bulls with 3 names. Bulls got a 71% buck-off percentage.
So did John Woods Booth and Lee Harvey Oswald.
I told you. Young man won the permit finals.
One more time, Nate.
He's only 18 years old.
He's got to win first. So he's got to put up a big score if he wants. Remember, this is all about taking the next step in the tournament. Can you get out of Super Series 3 and make it to a semifinals? What do you got to do to get that done? For this guy, he's got to win the round. And that means put up a big score because he doesn't know what the other 7 guys are going to get done. Whoa! His feet betrayed him. And you know what happens when your feet betray you? Your face pays the price. Watch when his feet come back where his head goes. Right down between the horns of the bull. Right here. Feet go back, face goes down. Yeah, your feet and your face, they got to be buddies and work together. We just gave him a wake-up call.
Well, I've got a little wake-up question for Trevor Reese. We asked him, why are you doing so well here at Rodeo Houston?
Great bulls. The bull I rode last night, 31 Hostile, I've been watching him since he was a 3-year-old and been wanting him, and there's no better place to have him than Houston.
Well, the bull he's got tonight is named Stinky Winky.
Okay, that's what happens when you name your bucking animals while you're drinking.
Or too many popsicles.
It was 88.5 last night for a $3,000 check. Long, lanky bull. And another foot that has some betrayal with its owner.
Look at Nate Justice. Watch Nate Justice, the guy in the bullfighter in the gray hat. At the end of this ride, once Trevor's free, watch this. Oh, hand down, turned over.
That's a full 360, guys.
That's a pirouette. And now here comes, watch Nate right here. Hey, bull, come with me. Anyway, we're 2 out, 2 down. Folks, we got to ride a bull, and I don't know if anybody can ride this one. This bull's got a 92% buck-off rate. He's only been ridden 4 times in 50 attempts.
Let's go.
Okay, Lucchese Morris, be the man. He couldn't keep his hand in the rope. Well, it's going to be 50-4. That bull is doing real well. They call him Slam Witch. Ugh. Bye-bye. I'm glad he wasn't mean.
He had that bull 18 months ago in Omaha, and it was the same result with a buck-off, no score. Creek Young, Rogersville, Missouri. 85 points in round 1. That was $2,000 for the number 3 man in the world. Short Grub is a bull they were 90 points on in Mitchell, Nebraska. But nearly 90% of the time, he claims the victim. Around to the left, away from his hand. And as the left foot comes loose, we are now 0 for 4.
Yeah. Slow start to the final round of Super Series 3. That bull went away from his hand, and he was almost there, but close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Cody Teal's a world champion bull rider, and we asked him, do you research your bulls before you ride?
You can look into a bull's track record and what their tendencies are, but at the end of the day, they have a mind of their own, and so you have to keep an open mind of yourself when you nod your head.
So yeah, you study them, you know their tendencies, but at the same time, you can't count on them to do it every time. Broken Dreams, 18-5, is the bull. Better with left-handers than he is right. And now we are 5-0 for the Bulls. 5-0 for the Bulls. Now I'm going to make a prediction. You ready? We are 5-0. But we're going to ride all 3 of the remaining bulls.
I'm going to go with you because these next 3 bulls are all rideable at 50, 51, 52%.
So it's just a prediction, right? Not a wager.
Oh, well, I could go wager.
Yeah, because Bob's a little behind with some of our chuck wagon races. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, them boys on Telemundo have been beating me bad, taking my money.
Here's TJ Gray of Darien, Oregon. Bad memory. 51% buck off, so he's a 50-50 proposition. They were 90.5 on this bull here a year ago.
He's been ridden 8 out of the last 9 trips.
We're going to ride him right here. Get your left foot in him. Look at him. He knows it. He knows it. He knows it. Oh, he rode him like a 4-H calf. I mean, TJ put the Oregon on him. Oh boy, Houston, we're on the board and it's good. You ready? 84.5 points.
That bull has now been ridden 9 out of the last 10 trips. That is a bull we would define as user-friendly. Now, he came in with a 51% buck-off rate. The next bull has a 53% buck-off rate. But this bull has drawn the #1 bull rider in the world, Wildwood, Florida's Clayton Sellers. He's got to win first. He needs the $3,000 that first place comes with. Major Lager. Actually, he can win second and still have it. No, he's got to win first.
Got to win first, only with 750 coming in.
So he needs an 85-point ride. As the bull goes to the right, away from his hand. Body position in the middle. Florida's got some Texas cooking.
That was a hard bull to ride.
I'm going to step out and say that bull has got to be 3 to 4 points better than the bull that TJ rode a minute ago. Well, they're quick to mark him. 81 points.
I agree with you, Bob. The degree of difficulty on this bull with the way he bucks compared to the one TJ had, I'm going to be curious to see how the judges mark that one. 1 to 50 on the bull, 1 to 50 on the cowboy, 81 for the #1 man. But look, we get the last guy to go has already won more money than he has. So it's Creek Young that's on the cutting block.
Creek Young's at $2,000. Strand Smith, that you're looking at, has already won $4,000. I think it's a new purple chaps. This is the Midnight Flyer. Well, that bull's 42 and 19 now. He's 43 and 20. Where are you going to set him, boys? Get him a check. He'll take the money. 82.5 points. That doesn't hurt him a bit. Strand's going to end up with that $6,000 lead. You watched a heck of a pen of bucket bulls tonight, America. Wherever in the world you might be watching from. Jerk that latch, let him out of there. Ooh, that hurt. Ouch, the second time. Horned him right in the ear. Oh my, those were the first 2 bulls that you watched buck tonight. And I mean, they did crank them loose. That was the 3rd one. He's patting him on the head going, you'll be okay on Wednesday of next week. Look at the upper body moves. We're riding bulls right. That hurt a lot. Creek, you got him. T.J. Gray tonight. 84.5 for 3. Strand Smith at 2. Clayton got another check.
But here's the Cowboys moving on to the semifinals. Congratulations to Strand Smith, T.J. Gray, Trevor Rice. There's the Arctic Cooler, the Rodeo Houston guitar. Come on now, show us what you got. Jam on it. Way to go, Strand. Proud of your title, and thank you, the Rock and Roll Denim, for bringing us the bull riding.